reviews. Today we're going to start with Fanfan, who's just wondering a little bit about what they should do, what they shouldn't do. He said it was about an average game, and so we'll go from there. So I already have it loaded. So pissed around, bought armor. Your whole team is not with you. So your strategy may just be to make noise here, so that your team can, fight only the guys on B, and they don't have to deal with these early rotators. So I think this is an okay strategy. Definitely made noise. Your teammates didn't come out yet, so I think it was pretty effective. It's always a little treacherous to peek on pistol. You get one tap that way, covering your teammate. Good job. Second. There we go. All right. Mac 10. That's fine. By the time you're out, that flash is done with. You're making kind of a pretty common movement mistake here, and that's I'm gonna just go back so we can see that. Is that you were running straight at the enemy. So the flashbang is out by now, but I want you to think about how you're moving relative to where your opponents are. If you're moving straight at them, that is right. You're definitely moving straight at this guy. So not only are you inaccurate, but you aren't moving on their screen. So this is a really important issue to remember, that you always want to be moving side to side so that you're actually difficult to hit rather than moving straight at them. It sounds kind of crazy in slow-mo, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if that was necessary. Once you heard he had the deagle, it's a good idea to back off. You also had a smoke. You had a smoke and a flash there, so you could have smoked off connector and then just held at any angle outside of that, and they can't come in for 15 seconds. So you opted for the Galil here, which is interesting. I think most people go for the AK. Let's see if that worked. It did. Nice. There's nobody checking if cat was clear, so that's where you could have died from, but there's only one enemy left, so that's okay. Your team did most of the work here, killing everybody in A, but yep, that's what it is. So, you got an M4. That's sweet. Where did this flashbang go off? This flashbang went off here, so it would have never blinded any opponents. It wouldn't have even got people in. Wouldn't have gotten anybody in connector. So I believe your smoke has a gap in it. Yeah, your smoke has a gap in it, so be careful with that. Yeah, that's make sure that your recoil, if you're gonna tap like that, make sure your recoil is resetting before you begin another tap, if that makes sense. There's a certain cooldown that you need to do. If that makes sense, yeah. There's a certain crosshair type that'll relay this. Yeah, unlucky you didn't know where that guy was. Get that jump on you. You had low health. It's rough. I don't know if that guy had killed any of your teammates. I wasn't paying that close of attention. Oh. I don't know why my alt key isn't working. I can't track your grenades now. I'm just wondering where that grenade went. That did blind them. That's really good. That's a good flash. Yeah, that's once you had missed that many bullets, I think your only real hope is to continue the spray. Letting it reset, you're almost always going to die there. Yeah, and he got there pretty fast, so you may have been thrown off by that. But they can always be in Palace very quickly, especially if they take the right path. And you were ready for a guy to be there, but now your opponents have 3. So everybody on your team got a deagle. This may have been an overspend. So you're ooh, nice shot. You're gonna get 2,400. And so your team 2,430. So you'll have 4,000. So you're fine. Yeah, everybody's fine. I think. Ooch, I guess I'll call him, has 950, and so he would get a little over 3,000. So that's enough for an AK and armor, I think. You guys won that round anyway, so the opening pick was probably big there, so that was really impactful. Good job. Teammate almost messed that one up. Gap here. Oh, that is pretty well centered. They have to come through to really see you. Oh, yeah, you heard this guy, so where is he? He's in Sandwich. Yeah, it's fine. But the bomb was separated, so this is a little bit of a teamwork issue, I think, as to how many kills this enemy gets. Nice takedown. So I think they sort of caught on to a bit of aggression here. They may be mollying that. Nice job on winning that. That was probably not a good swing for the team. Good trade. Nice use of the smoke. That was the sort of thing I mentioned in the first round. Good post plant spot. I think you can play off your teammate if he's not peeking. And it looks like the CT's going to save here. They will catch on to this and with an op here. They're not trying to opping. What was the point of that Molotov? I'm a bit curious. This looks like a one-way, but your team is already out. I don't know how useful it's going to be. Hey, there you go. So, you might want to opt instead to smoke off CT rather than this one-way. So if you had smoked CT off, these guys would, your team would be able to plant. Your team would be able to plant. They would have died on sight to the guy on CT. Ooh, tough luck. This flash didn't appear to get this guy jumped out the window, so you might wanna... he's pretty much there as fast as he could be. Yeah, your smoke didn't have a gap this time, so that's nice. Uh-oh, what happened there? Couldn't trade? Yeah, it's probably just a minor aim thing. We'll just move on. Could have been cross replacement, but yeah, always be a little bit cautious of doing the same thing over and over each round, because they'll just get used to it and counter it. Ooh. That, let's go back and look at what happened there. What actually happened there? Yeah, that's a hard spray. When that guy starts crouching, it's a hard spray to hit. It's just a matter of, that's just really a matter of spray control there. You probably hit him 3 times through, maybe 4 times with the, ooh. I like the idea of this, trying to pre-fire this. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. You knew you were there. You knew you were shooting. So, if he misses with the scout, that's when you can try and swing wide. Try to get him to hit you in the body rather than head. And try to sort of take a different approach to the fight, but what you did I thought was okay. I think it's the same flash, but doesn't go quite far enough. Where did that go? Yeah, you can try to look at those. Yeah, it's either a running throw or a jump throw, or something like that. This flashbang blew up here, so it may have blinded your team. It probably wouldn't blind anybody in connector. You gotta check on these flashes that you throw. Okay, yeah, the enemy was at a horrible spot and you didn't capitalize. So it seems like your aim is like, be a little bit careful about like very small adjustments, micro adjustments when you're aiming. So you could practice these just like, not big swinging on like targets, but just like very, very small area. You know, targets within a small area. Okay, so you should hear this guy. Give him 1, 2, 3 count. I don't know if he made noise, but it is a little hard to hear. Yeah, tough luck. You did have a flash, but I wouldn't recommend throwing it in that situation. I think the peek there is good. You could have also tried to do, say, a shoulder peek or something like that. I usually don't recommend the same one-way twice in one match, but I think that they may have forgotten about this one, so probably okay to use it again. Yeah, there's something weird about your spray, I think, a little bit. Practice the first like 5 to 7 bullets in your spray. Like learning the whole spray pattern is usually not productive for most people, but like those first 5 bullets should be, you know, doable. So you can spray over that sort of ledge like that. You could also, if you want to throw that one way a lot, you could also just practice spraying by that angle. So that when you see an enemy, you can capitalize on them not knowing about the one way. And it is the last round, so you really should have bought out. You should have bought out here, so the thing you're missing is a helmet. And then instead of a deagle, I think you could have bought an SMG. But some people prefer deagle over the SMG. It's just a preference, although I would almost always recommend the SMG. And didn't use any of your utility to try to do that, but I guess part of that may have been the strategy. You were just trying to dry peek into the site and see if you could find anyone. But didn't quite work out. So CT side, bought armor, that's fine. Somebody has a kit, so that's nice. Yeah, I would always take that duel as a CT. Ts don't do well at long distances with their little pea shooter Glocks. Yeah. Gotta peek with your friend. It's good that you made contact and then backed off and then let your friend peek. That's good. But then once he makes contact, you have to re-engage as well. Which you did. I just thought it was maybe a little slow. Ooh. Yeah, that's tough luck. I mean, your aggressive palace, which works sometimes. I'm not sure I would recommend it after a loss, because I mean, after a win on the first round, I don't think that kind of a risk is really necessary. You have such a big advantage in the site over the enemies. Plus, I think you had some utility that could have helped. I think you guys are on a double save, so the deagle here is okay. And your team bought out. I would. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you got a gun. And you got the bomb. Okay, so if you got the bomb, I think checking here is good, but they're probably going to be in the site and they'll come up through the ladder, which is what's happening. Your team is killing them. So your team should be on A because you maybe have the bomb. Now you know he's palace, so call that to your team, and they're reacting, which is good. Okay, if you don't know where maybe your teammates called that he's in the site, but if you don't know where he is, you need to check the corner there too. I mean, like this corner, as you were. Moving around. Yeah, nice job. It looked like a hit on my screen. Hold up, let's see if you got CS GO'd here. Oh, nope, you missed. Nope, you missed. I'll tab for a second. Okay, switching to B. That's shit. Okay, there is. Boop. Okay, there is. Come on, keyframes, let's go. Oh, I didn't see the end of that round before, but it looks like you fell back. I don't know why you got worried about them coming through jungle. I don't remember if your team had lost that specifically, but trying to see this flash, which goes off here, and maybe would have got these guys, but I don't think they did. You're also, the way that you're opping is you're trying to just click. You have to flick a little bit. Okay, so you did flick there, but it seems like if you take, if you're holding an angle, you expect them to run into it, so the instant you see, you click. And that's caused you to miss twice here. So that could be two potential kills. Uh-oh. Yeah, you may have been want to be more deliberate about your peaks there, but it's hard to retake with no utility. You just heard him break that window. That's a nice kill. I don't know why you wouldn't peek that angle with the op. I don't know why you wouldn't use the op here. You heard him to your left. There you go. Yeah, you either saw him or heard him right there, or he just killed your teammate, so your teammate should be telling you exactly where he went. Oh, he could. I guess he could have gone around that corner, so that's fine. All right, what was that flash? Let's see what happens here. Okay, yeah, I think that's a pretty solid flash. If you thought that they were out there, that's a really risky Molotov. It also doesn't really do very much. Nobody's there to hold window or something like that. They're also busting out onto A, so your butt is not clear here. Oh, your teammate got a double kill. Yeah, you did flick there, so I wonder if it's just like a demo, like a 32 tick bug that I'm not seeing the flicks, and it's looking like you should. It could be a demo bug, but You needed a helmet here. The terrorists don't have good guns. Whoa, that was nice. I don't know why your teammate couldn't get that trade. So one enemy left, and you know that he is in there. So nice. Nice. Sorry, just on the radar, for some reason I thought he was a ramp. I was gonna be like, why aren't you looking at a ramp? But you were looking at the right spot. Yeah, if you don't know where this guy is, I'd recommend running around with your pistol out rather. I think your team has no idea where this last enemy is, right? So, or did they? Okay, you actually were guarding the right spot. Okay. Huh, you're doing fine. I thought you were, nobody was watching B, but I think you guys maybe did know that he was last seen A ramp, so he would have to cross there. Also, that angle is a little... That angle is a little scary because he could peek low. Ooh. Let's peek his advantage for you. I don't know what that was. You hit your teammate with the beak button. Yeah, I mean, there's a few enemies left, and you only know where one is, so that assumption is assumption that place is clear, not perfect. The same the same thing happened again. Somebody on your team isn't watching that A ramp, and they just sort of walked around and killed you. So I think you might you could play like some other angle. You could go back to jungle and try and watch that. That would give you an angle to see the people coming from A ramp. I did blind the guy chair, whatever that is called. Nice job smoking that off. It's a good use of utility, but then you do need to watch the smoke. I think that smokes are not impenetrable, so if they just ran through it, you wouldn't notice. You would then have to peek and take a fair fight, and you want to put yourself in an unfair fight, ideally. Nice kill. Hopefully your teammate was coming to help. Because if we died, then it's a one-on-one. So I think hiding behind a pillar could have been a safer sort of like, come help me teammate move. Which is fine.
Laying down smoke. Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire.
If you think they're walking through apartments, through B apps, you really need your gun out here.
Grenade out. Are you there? Flashbang.
And you are the only one watching B, so they have snuck out behind you. They are they're just out. That can happen, but if you're anchoring B, I guess you've never really been playing B. If you notice you're the only one on B, guess what? You're the B anchor for that round. This happens all the time where people just don't play where they're supposed. It's like your teammate was supposed to be on B, but you know when they leave, that you have to be aware enough to look after that yourself. Also, you were holding B for quite some time here, and so good game, good match. One of the two of the things I mentioned, like moving forward while engaging an enemy, that's one thing you can look for on our website, pureskill.gg, if you want to check it out. And also the resetting recoil. Those are both things that we look for. But anyway, good game, good match. Yeah, I'm gonna pause the stream to restart the title. This makes it easier to upload to YouTube later. So this stream will come offline for a minute while I change the title.